Okay, family, so as you can see, I have some PVC pipes out here. First things first, I just want to let y'all know, okay, we're in the process of moving, but I'm not going to miss no growing season. So for those are starting out trying to figure out how you want to do your garden, or you want to get something started really quick and you don't have all the things, I'm just grabbing things that are around the house that I used in videos that kind of help people, all right? So you won't have to be breaking the bank. So I had some PVC pipes, okay? You can take these PVC pipes, you can make an arch like I did, or, because I grew cucumbers over here on that arch. It was up in the front yard. I had cucumbers on it, and they vined up a little bit on there, so that way I can, and I grew them in tires, and they kind of vined up on that as well. But this time I'm thinking about either putting the green beans there or putting some peas, because peas like to grow up on things, and all I can do is just kind of wrap it around there and let it just keep wrapping itself all on the trellis. So you can get you some sticks, and you can make that into like a little square space where you can have kind of levels on it, look like the hashtag sign, what I'm talking about, tic-tac-toe. You could do your sticks like that, and tie them up, and that way you can put your produce seeds up underneath there, and that way you can have some trellising up on that. So I found this around the house, as you can see, and I had some cinder blocks, and I had a cinder block bed. So I put those end pieces of the PVC inside of those cinder blocks. And what I'm going to do with those cinder blocks, I'm going to fill my soil up in that. And that way I can have my seedlings over there and bring them over, and that way they can start growing up from that. Okay? So that's one way you can, start out growing. Now, if you're on a balcony, you can get you some 5-gallon buckets, and you can fill those 5-gallon buckets, put some draining holes in the bottom of those, and put you about a couple of peas in there, and get you about 3 or 4 buckets, and do that same concept if you're on a balcony in an apartment and you don't have a yard. So you can do that where it's trellising up. You can put your tomatoes in there, and that way that stake can help hold those tomato plants up. And you might want to get you some determinate type of tomatoes. Those are like those bushy tomatoes. And if you want indeterminate, because you want those little small little Roma tomato, not Roma tomatoes, but in the South they call them tiny toes, okay? But you can get those little small salad tomatoes, and those are indeterminate, and they grow up really tall, so that way you can put you a stake in the center of that bucket with your soil in there and plant your seeds, so as it's growing up it can climb up on that stick or PVC pipe or whatever you have. So that's the way you can grow your food. So I'm going to bring you up close so that way you can see what I'm talking about. So as you can see these are the cinder blocks. So I can put some soil off in here, and and then put your seedling right here, right beside it. And as it grows, you can tie it up. And I had Lorenzo screw me some screws in here, and I had them tied up on an old t-shirt. I used to make strings out of the t-shirt, so I can tie my vines up along here, and that will hold it up when I had my cucumbers. But you can put you some soil in here, and you can put some soil on the other side, and that's where I was going to put my marigolds, so that way they could be on the other side, and that will deter the insects and things from getting on your plant. That's one way in doing it. So you can have you some marigolds in there, like going around the perimeter of it, inside that square of that cinder block. And then you can also put you some herbs on the other side. That's gonna be that, and it's good spacing because you're not growing it with the vegetable itself. It's growing in its own individual cinder block, you know what I'm saying, inside its own individual hole. So you can have more than just one vegetable growing in there if you would like that. You can throw a cabbage head off in there and it just be one cabbage, you know what I'm saying, on each side or on one side while the other vegetable is growing. So there's ways you can grow your food. On the balcony in your backyard if you don't have a big backyard, and if you don't have those PVC pipes will make great, because you can cut them accordingly too. And if you don't have no sticks around you, you can use those accordingly to make little stakes for a climbing surface on top of whatever you're using inside your grow bags, buckets, totes, whatever. You can do it the same way and grow a lot of food. Okay, there's ways, all kind of ways you can do it. And I think there's one more thing, and I want to show you this too. Hold on. Okay, do you all see this right here? That's a pallet. That's another thing you can use. If you're on a balcony or something like that and you find a pallet, you can cut them down like so, like this, because this is real short. It's real short. Let me pull you up this close. Let me pull you up. You can use a pallet just like that, and you can use that as a trellis too, to grow your squash and things like that if you don't have anything just yet to make your do your garden. So you can get you some pallets. You can make pallet beds out of the wood. You know what I'm saying? But you could be resourceful like that. Pallets are laying everywhere. Some of them are marketplace. People charge you for pallets. But if you go behind some businesses and stuff, like what's one? Tractor Supply. Behind Tractor Supply here, I don't know where it's at you, but you can go and ask them, about the wood and the pallets that they be getting those feed and stuff on. If they're not using it, sometimes they'll throw them in the back of their building and you'll be able to grab those, and they're free and they won't charge you for them. So there'll be ways that you can make you a little garden bed, you know what I'm saying? If you can't be digging in your yard and things like that, that's cost effective, that's free, and all you have to do is, get your little wood pieces that are on that pallet and make you a nice little bed and put your soil and things like that in there. And you can start you a compost pile that way too, by putting that in there, and that way you can stir it up and throw all your scraps and stuff in there, and it'll bring worms up to the surface. Now if you're in an apartment and you see one of those pallets like that, you can cut them accordingly, and they can be your vegetables that grow upward, you know what I'm saying, and then vertical. Or you can have them for some type of support system if you have tomatoes or something like that, you know what I'm saying. And you can also in those pallets, the grooves inside the pallets, and they bring you back down. You can lay this flat, and then that way, this right here, underneath it, you'll have your soil. So you'll lay that on top of your soil like that, and then you'll see your soil, and you can plant your seeds accordingly in there, so that way it can kind of space it out that way too. So there's all different ways that you can grow your food that won't, that you won't have to worry about spending out a whole lot of money. There's all kind of stuff. So each time I do a video, I'm going to show you some more things that you can use to help you grow your food, because there's no excuse that you can't grow it. Okay, I'm going to have all kind of ways you can grow your food. Okay, there's going to be all type of ways, and I got something that's going to be very, very cheap. Okay, very, very cheap, that's going to help you grow very, very fast. So hold on to that one. I'm getting ready to show you that, so stay tuned for that one. Okay, family, another way you can grow your food. Okay, say for instance, you got a bunch of celery in the house, broccoli, cauliflower, those type of things, and some romaine lettuce. Okay, so I wanted to show you that you can grow your lettuce back. Now, This is a bottom of a romaine lettuce that we have. And you see the roots? You want it to start rooting. So you get you some water. And you put the bottom of that where you chop off at in there, inside that water. And over time, you're going to be growing you another head of lettuce. Another head. Now you can, this is the aquaponics right here. So you either take this and just let it root and let your lettuce grow, or let it root and put it in some soil and cover it right there at the top, so that way your lettuce can grow. Now I did a lot of that last year, so I got 2 of them. And every 2 or 3 days, dump the water out and put some fresh water in. And now you have you some lettuce. If you do not have any seeds at all, take all those seeds out of your bell pepper. So you got your red bell pepper, you got your green bell pepper, yellow, orange, all those bell peppers that you be tossing in the trash, the seeds. Save all those seeds, label them out, let them dry for a day or 2 or 3, maybe a week. Let it sit out there on your little plate, each one, and dry them out. And after you dry them out, get you a little mini Ziploc bag. You can get those little Ziploc bags for like 99 cents at Walmart. You go over there into the pharmacy department and they'll have these little bags, those little individual bags, and it's like a pack of them. And they have it for like your pills, you know, when people are taking medication and stuff and they will need a little Ziploc bag. Well, they got those little bags like that for 99 cents. And then you can put the name of whatever it is, because I think it's got the measurements on it or whatever else like that, or somewhere where you can put a label on it. And if it doesn't, you just write it on there and put the date on it and save those seeds. Those are your growing seeds to get you started, okay? Yes. And if you want to grow you some fruit, those strawberries, if you don't know, on top of those strawberries, that pretty red, you see those little specks on it, those are your seeds. You can take your strawberries. That's what I did. It's back in the video. I took some of those strawberries, right? And you can sit there and let them dry and then lay them off, put them off in one of these containers right here. Put your soil in there and lay your strawberries on top of that, okay? Face up, where you see all those little specks. Those are seeds. And then put your soil over it and water it. Put it out in the sun. It'll start germinating. Another way you can grow a bunch of tomatoes. You know you got a bunch of seeds in tomatoes. Cut the tomato in half. Cut it in half. And now you're going to see seeds on both sides because you cut it in half, right? So the same thing. You're going to open it up. You're going to lay your tomatoes on top of that soil. It's going to eventually turn into compost, okay? It really is. But you sit there and put that soil over it, water it up, and let the sun take care of it. And then guess what? All of those tomato seeds are going to germinate. Now you have a bunch of tomatoes, You're either going to sell some starts or you're going to grow all those tomatoes so that way you can have enough for you, your family, and everybody else, okay, to have spaghetti sauce, spaghetti to paste, whatever, tomatoes, all those seeds. Yes, I have volunteered tomatoes all over the place in this yard because I was throwing it over there to the chickens. Half of them I was missing. They were busting. I even threw some up against the daggum honeycomb, and I had some tomatoes lined up in front of them, and I took some of those and put them in the garden. There's just ways you can grow, okay? So you got your tomatoes, you got your bell peppers, cucumbers. Save all your cucumber seeds. Save all your melon seeds. If they got seeds in them, sell them. Dry them out. Put them in those little containers. Put them in a cool, dark place. Label it, put the date on it so that way you'll know when you did it, and now you got some food. You got some food generated, okay? You're getting your fruit going, you know what I'm saying? All those type of things. And one last thing before I let you go. That space right there, I didn't plant anything there, y'all. I'm sitting here bugging my brain. So what I'm gonna do right here, I'm gonna plant my marigold seeds. Okay? I'm gonna plant some marigold seeds in there so that way I can have me some beautiful marigolds. And also, marigolds are medicinal. If you don't believe me, Google it and they'll tell you. So your marigolds are medicinal as well. So that's what I needed to put right here because there's nothing there. So family, there's a lot going on. And oh yeah, you know what? I can't get off just that fast. I've had a few of you ask me the same question and I don't mind responding to it because y'all are learning. Y'all are learning. So I'm going to show you one other way that you can water your plants and stuff, okay? Including those jugs. Because I know y'all trying to figure out how in the world is she doing that. So hold on for that one. Okay, so do you see these pans right here? I will pour water in these pans. They got holes in these containers right here. And in these holes containers, they're gonna wick up this soil. They're gonna, you know, this soil is gonna wick it up and it's gonna water your plants. So that's how I water them. And I do the same thing with these big plastic totes. Now with these jugs here, there's a lot of soil in here. So I put some water in here as well, okay? And I really didn't have to put no water in here this time because we had some rain the other day. So I let these sit outside, inside here, and it's now a beautiful day. All this was wicked up from the water from the rain. That's natural rainwater. And some of it went off in here too. I had something over this so it wouldn't flood out my seeds, but it caught some water down in here. So it's time to water this again because these are drinking up really quickly because I'm getting a lot of germination over here, okay? But that's how you would water your jugs. You would sit you some tin pans here that you can get from Dollar Tree and put some water in it if it's a hot day and stick these off in here. Now, the ones that's calling for a lot of heat, like the sun, you can set them out here and that way you'll have you some little water in there and that way it can wick it accordingly. You can do it in the morning time or you could do it in the evening time, okay? And then the ones that don't need a whole lot of sun, you know what I'm saying? Then you'll take this and part of the day, half of the day, I will take these and then I'll move them somewhere where so when the sun goes back to the west side, which is the front side of my yard, then I will take these and bring them back. So when it is part of the evening, these will be over here in the shaded area, in between or whatever else like that. And then during the daytime, the sun will be over in the front and I'll move all the ones that need all the heat, like my hot peppers and things like that. They love heat. I would just take them and bring them up to the front. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of rotating, but you can carry it. You see how you can carry your stuff around? That way you don't have no big old bed, but these are your beds for right now until they grow up a certain height. Now, I don't know if you've seen in the video, but I do have some germination going on in here. I have three tomatoes of the yellow pear. They have germinated over here as well. So I'm just waiting on my beefsteaks and all that to come up. I also had an additional Black Beauty squash that popped up. And then I have, like I said, I got some more over in here. So I see a little germination, but it's not big enough where you can actually see it. So that's what's going on over here and over in the other one. So there's still germination going on. I wanted y'all to see so that way y'all can keep up with it like me, and I'm showing you it works, okay? I'm showing you it works. So that way you can say, hey, it won't work. Yes, it will. It will work. It will work. Patience is virtue. So all this is working, okay? All this system is working. Okay, family. So if you enjoyed this video, like I enjoyed giving it to you, leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below. And I'm going to have some more stuff for you. So be ready. Go ahead and take them onions out. You know those onions? Them whole onions? I'm going to show you a way that you can grow a whole lot of onion. Not the big bulb, but a lot of them green scallions, those type of onions. Yeah, get y'all's onions ready, okay? If you don't have none, if you can afford to go get you a bag, that's all you need is a bag, okay? And if you can't go get any, just keep watching these videos so that way when you do get a chance to get you some onions, okay, this is another way you can grow you some onions that are not seeds. You know what I'm saying? The scallions, right? Those type of onions, okay? So you're gonna have your seeds and then you'll have the onions. So go ahead and get those onions ready because I'm gonna show you what you can do to grow a whole lot of onion, okay? So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. All right? In the meantime, I want to thank everybody for all the beautiful comments. I'm trying to answer all y'all. So if I hadn't got to you yet, I'm going to get to you. I promise you, I'm going to get to you. I'm up all night doing it, okay? I'm going to answer every last one of y'all. And I want to thank y'all for subscribing to the channel. We really love you for that. Thank you. And we're rooting you on for growing your food. Yes, yes, yes. Grow your food. And as always, y'all have yourself a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.